Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to talk about foreshortening. Foreshortening within the features. Specifically, I was thinking about the arm, legs, that kind of thing. So let's really go into that right now. Foreshortening is basically what it sounds like. It's when let's say you have your arm sticking up, and this is I'm going to make this sound retarded, or I'm going to make this sound very basic. So don't, you know, just deal with it. Just to be very, very basic. But as you raise, let's say this is an arm, right? And this is attached to the shoulder. As you raise your arm more and more, let's see. As you raise your arm more and more, this top part of your arm is going to seem really short. You know what I mean? It's going to seem like, oh, that's not, the way it is. That's not how it works. I mean, because your mind says, hey, you want to draw the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's really hard to wrap your brain around it in the beginning, but a lot of it is actually just forcing you to do that. I mean, you see it every day. You see it all the time when someone puts their hand up. What's going to come in front of the other? You know what I mean? A couple of ways to do this would be to simplify it down, like it's to cones, like I said, to these tubes. Like just what I did there. Like I said, that's the shoulder. This comes in front of it. You know what I mean? You're imagining maybe like a cylinder stuck to another cylinder back there. And then, you just gotta picture this stuff in your mind. There are reference materials. There are those little mannequins. Those little wooden mannequins you see in like art stores. Personally, I hate them because I think if you just kind of get the idea in your head, you should be able to create those very easily. Also, they don't move like real people, those mannequins, most of them. There's really good ones, which if I find the link, I'll put in the description. But there's really, really good mannequins where they have a shoulder pivot and all these things like that. I used to use a Spider-Man action figure that was pretty cool. It would move and it had all these joints in his fingers that would move. But, okay, here's another way to look at it. And we're talking about foreshortening. Let's talk about foreshortening. There is there is some perspective to the body. Let's say you have a shoulder joint right here, right? And we're gonna go more into perspective. And let's say the elbow's coming right at your screen. This is the way I think about it. I think of that elbow joint as being bigger. That tube is gonna be bigger because it's coming right at me. That's the way I would approach like an elbow joint that's coming right at me. And then it'd be going away again. It'd be another tube going away into the hand. I'm just kind of going through what I see in my brain, This is a very good idea. I see like these tubes kind of right at me and then going away. Again, it's kind of forcing yourself. And I've seen this in drawings too, especially in life drawing when you're drawing. People tend to want to like draw the whole thing, I guess, just kind of like that's what our brain says, draw the entire limb, even though they don't see the entire limb. It's a good idea to just draw what you see. There's definitely going to be some redesign, you know what I mean, from photos and things like that, where in a photo I can tell it's doing that, but in a picture you have to reinterpret it to make it more understandable in line form or shading form. So there is that. So I guess there's really just one tip in this video. The foreshortening aspect and the overlapping, you're going to have to do two things really. You're going to have to think in shapes more than ever, because that's the way it is for me. I'm just telling you what I do. You're going to have to think in shapes more than ever. I think of it, like I said, in tubes. If you think of it in tubes or little, balls or whatever it is, think of them in simple shapes, then you'll be able to, I think, foreshorten very easily, in my honest opinion. So what I would do as an exercise is I would take a picture of, like, let's say a sports video or something like that. Like, pick a sport you like, or something like that, something where the people are moving, maybe a superhero pose. Actually, I wouldn't do it from a superhero pose because that's already another drawing, I would say take from a photo. And then I would say, let's say they have like a running pose or something like that. I would literally kind of box out the pose that they have, you know what I mean? Think of them made of like SpaghettiOs or think of them made of like pipe, you know what I mean? And then I would literally, take from whatever photo I'm doing and draw a simplified form of it. You know what I mean? And so on. Draw a simplified form of it. And I would do a bunch of those. And after a while, you're going to ingrain some poses in your head. You will. There's just no way you can't not do that. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to be using reference for probably the rest of your life, like most guys. And that's great. That's a good thing. It adds that little extra thing. But, if you want to just doodle for yourself, or you're doing a different kind of animation type thing, usually you're probably going to not. You're going to have to memorize a lot more poses. You know what I mean? But think of it like really, really simple shape. Really simple shape. Get that first step down. Getting that first step down is such a big deal. You know what I mean? And then it'll give you that idea. So, anyways, that's it. That's mainly it's really one tip in this video. Thank you for watching. Please, like this video if this helped you at all. This is just one tip, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you guys.